Man, it is time for one of the newest segments we have here that I enjoy putting together. It's called Overreaction Monday. I've got 4 topics. I want to see what you guys think about if I'm overreacting to it. The number one thing I want to talk about, Freaky Shaun. Freaky Shaun is done. Not only is he done with the Cleveland Browns, his career might be done. He ruptured his Achilles yesterday playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. Quiet as kept the Bengals. They won like 3 in a row, and they're about to go on a October to January insanity run that they like going on. But he ruptured his Achilles. I've never at one time seen all of Twitter was like, too bad, nigga. And they actually had fans booing him. Now, we had what happened after the game. Jameis Winston going up there dressing like your cousin, your car cracking cousin on Thanksgiving. Giving basically, I say, like, preaching to fans about not booing, what happened, booing Deshaun when he got hurt. Same thing happened with Myles Garrett, which I thought Myles Garrett comment was hilarious. He said he has been a model citizen for most of his professional career. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting with that most.
Hey, G, before you go, can I say something about that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jameis Winston, tread lightly, nigga.
Yeah, right.
Tread lightly, nigga.
Thank you.
Because you are a few Googles away for us remembering what you was doing. Ass nigga. Like, stop playing, bro. This is what I be talking about. He's sitting there preaching, and I've shot Jameis a lot of bail. And I understand that's your teammate. But get the fuck out of here, bro. Acting like this man is some civil servant who got shot doing some shit. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
it's so easy that was just
too far.
J-Mo got a weird case. Why is he around?
I'm not saying that you have to sit up there and fucking dog walk your teammate. I would never expect you to do that. But just shut the fuck up. And like Myles Garrett, again, you want to defend your friend, you want to defend your teammate. What? Even though he's a fucking scumbag, nasty man, do your thing. But the model citizen shit is crazy. This man is not a fucking martyr, and they're making him to be one, and it's wild. Wild.
This is my take. This is the overreaction I have that fans weren't wrong to boo this nigga. There's a couple things I gotta say about it. It's not just with Deshaun Watson. I feel that us as people, some of us, we stand on this moral, I'm better than you. I stand on a higher standard type morality type shit. Just because a nigga, something fucked up happens to a nigga or a nigga dies, that we gotta lie about the person. Like if somebody died, like, oh well, yeah, prayers up to the family. That nigga wasn't shit. I'm not finna sit up here and lie about who this man was because he happened to die. Like, look, did I get up and clap when Deshaun got hurt? No, but I also wasn't like, damn, I feel bad for him. Fuck that nigga. Like if I'm not gonna have more respect for him than I do with the 20 alleged victims that he had. And I have this thing that 20 people don't lie on one person. I'm sorry. Even if it's 2 people, if 18 of the women lied, 2 being right. If it's 1, that's still 1 more than it needs to be.
Matters worse, it was actually 27.
27.
One of whom didn't settle. She dismissed her own case. So yeah, it would have been 28.
So
that's a lot of liars.
My question to y'all is the overreaction say the fans weren't wrong to boo Freaky Shaun. I'm gonna go to Bang first.
Look, man, I think everybody wrong in this situation. I honestly think that the fans of the Cleveland Browns ain't got shit to say, because when they got Freaky Shaun ass, they didn't give a damn about anything that happened. They didn't give a damn about the 20. So why are you mad now? Because dude ass Huff? Because they didn't boo him because of the sexual assault charges. They didn't boo him for that. Let's be clear. They booed him because him on the field has not been what they expected. And when he got hurt, he was actually like 12 of 13 or 12 of 14 for over 100 and some yards. He was actually having a good, efficient game against a team in the Bengals, which they actually have played good against for the last couple of years, which is why I picked the Browns to win that game. So I don't think that they should have booed for the simple fact, if they were booing for the simple fact that he's had all these charges, but they didn't. They booed that man because he's been Huff. So if you're booing the man because he's Huff, then if he's hurt, you're wrong. You're wrong, because there's a whole bunch of people that's on there that's Huff that you can boo if they got hurt. if you were booing him because of the sexual assault allegations, boo away. Boo away, even though you didn't boo when they made the trade, but boo away. That's the shit that's meaningful and you should be booing for. But if you booed that man for tearing his Achilles, then you a hoe. That's just me, though.
I'll say this, man. First of all, you are 100% right. I don't feel that this is something where Browns fans are just complicit. I remember the reactions when he got signed. I remember how many looks went the other way. A lot of Will Smith memes out there with niggas looking the other way when this thing happened, because let's just be real, a lot of people don't give a fuck about this shit. If this person plays well, we see it every day with just other things. People go out there with it, tell you that they still listen to R. Kelly. People go out there and tell you they still listen to Diddy. We see this happen with anybody. At the end of the day, people don't really care about the situations. It's how they feel about this person.
Oh, no, my brother. I see what you did there.
It's the same shit.
I see what you did with the R. Kelly thing. I see what you did there. Just at me. Just at me. Just tag me. Just tag me.
I wasn't talking about you putting Sylvester on the main IG.
Just tag me. So you put him in front of everybody.
I was like, damn, you put Sylvester on the main page? I wasn't talking about that.
And that's one or two songs that R. Kelly will always get a spin from me.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but that's gonna go against my point that I'm trying to make here. So I'll say that for some sessions. But the point is, if Deshaun was out there killing shit, them niggas wouldn't be born. That's just them niggas were fed up with him being their quarterback. They booed the nigga when he came out on the field before the game. So they are not complete. My main issue is this. For whatever reason they wanted to boo, we know their hands are covered with blood as well. My issue is more issue with the players. And I think I'm gonna give it to Mikey in just a second, because Mikey, you said the same thing about a lot of players view this as a us against them type thing. And I get it, that fraternity they're in. I'm not saying that you go up there and shit on your teammate. I'm not saying for that. I'm just saying don't lecture fans on what the fuck they need to do. Like this is just some model citizen. This isn't somebody who is a model citizen who, they just booing just because they on some Philly sports shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when niggas boo, I think Chiefs fans booed Matt Castle when he got hurt. Of course, we all know the infamous thing when Eagles fans booed Michael Irvin when he got hurt. Like there's nothing like that. But something that I feel it was the issue there, that don't lecture the fans. That's the only issue I have with it, man. We're gonna move on to the next overreaction, man. I want to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers lost a BLT fest last night against the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're gonna get into them niggas right after this. Brandon Ayuk, after going through a whole off season, wanted to get his check. I know he happy he got it now, because he is out for the rest of the season with the torn ACL. He tore everything in that knee. He's done for the year. Christian McCaffrey is still trying to make his way back. We don't know if he's going to come back. You got all the different losses that they have coming up. They're 3-4, still got a rough schedule, got a rough division. My overreaction is that the San Francisco 49ers, Super Bowl run is over. Ban, do you think that's overreaction?
No, because I said that in the first show of the season. I think that this is over with. When you have a team in football that plays so many games in this sport, you're bound to see some type of drop off. Go look at Pat. Pat has been huffed this season. Nobody want to talk about how dude been hella mid this season. But when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and how much football that they've played, it's bound to catch up. It's just that for the San Francisco 49ers, it's catching up with injury after injury after injury. Hell, Deebo Samuel went off the field, looked like he had like the stomach flu or some shit. Felt like he was walking off the damn field like he had to take a shit real quick.
Hey, I think he's scared, bro. I think he's scared of their ass. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think Deebo Samuel is scared of the Kansas City Chiefs. But I'll let you rock, Bang.
Hey, look. I just think that injury after injury, after they celebrated a man who got shot while getting robbed, and he came on the field, and which should be celebrated. But it was more celebrated because we we finally getting some other people on the field, because CMC is out there hurt. Mason almost messed up his shoulder and shit. So there's that. The defense they ain't too much battling injuries, but they ain't playing as well as they should. And then next thing you know, Deebo taking the shit. Brandon Ayuk tears his ACL and his MCL. So it's like, yo, I don't know. So as I said at the first show of the year, and I'll say it again, they can be had. They're not going to be the team that make it to the NFC Championship, let alone they lucky they probably going to make it to the playoffs.
Orlando's right. You let a nigga who got shot come back before Christian McCaffrey. That's how I know it's over for them. Mikey, I'm gonna go to you. Why do you think Deebo's scared of the Kansas City Chiefs?
I won't say scared, but I just feel like there might be some type of mental thing going on there after watching the receiver series, after seeing how he really wanted to get his lick back versus the Chiefs. For you to mysteriously just come up with an illness like 3 hours before the game, and then you go out there and like, if you were really sick, I've been sick. I'm noted. I'm always sick. Terrible immune system. I know a lot of people that are sick. If you are really that sick, you are not sitting there chilling in pads. Go get undressed. Go get some fluids. Do whatever in the trainers. Lay down. Why you just sitting there? Why you just chilling there? I honestly feel like there's some type of intimidation with the Chiefs and the Niners, and it doesn't matter. The Niners could be stacked. We've seen it in the Super Bowl. The Niners could have all the talent in the world. Pat could have a team full of wide receiver number 3s, but when they line up, number 15 and Andy has their number. So I just feel like there's something going on there, and who knows? Like if you really watch the receiver series and you kind of see like what it really means to him going up against the Chiefs, and it's like, damn, like you 0 for 2. Something to me just I felt like yesterday I was watching it, I was like, man, I think he should. But as far as the Niners, I was in agreement with Bang from the first episode as well. I just honestly felt like this would be the last that we see of these Niners. Obviously, they spent their money on IU. CMC's already paid. They haven't paid Deebo or Kittle. So that's kind of like when you break up that, when you break up the Steph, Clay, Draymond thing. Like when you break up the Deebo, Kittle aspect and you have to decide between one, I feel like that's when you're entering a new iteration. And that's where you see they went and they pay somebody like Brandon Ayuk. They go ahead and they, start giving Jawan Jennings big opportunities in the passing game. So I just think that they're beat up from a lot of games played. Brock Purdy did not look good at all yesterday. We'll get into Pat, but the Niners really blew that game more than the Chiefs won that game. The Chiefs do what they always do. They hung around. Good coaching, great defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo. You got a great quarterback that didn't play overwhelmingly well statistics-wise, but when it came down to key third down plays, he was able to do that Pat shit and make magic happen. And that, that's just kind of where the Chiefs are right now in this and this point of their their dynasty. And the Niners have just not found a way to play clean football in all 3 phases versus them.
Dante, man, what you think about the Niners? Is it a wrap for them boys?
Oh yeah, so we talked about this before the season started. Like when teams have these sustained runs, like eventually when they end, they fall off a fucking cliff. It's not like they go NFC Championship, Super Bowl, NFC Championship, and then it's like, division round. It's like usually they just miss the playoffs. And so like this is a season where you're seeing the injuries pile up. You're seeing the team just not being able to get into a rhythm and get into that flow that has been like a part of their trademark. There were seasons where I forgot Buddy's name. I don't even remember his name no more, but he was like the 3rd string quarterback. Was it not Nick Mullins or some shit like that?
Nick Mullins.
And they would still go win 8 games and be competitive. And like you said, you slowly but seeing it start to really deteriorate. And you've also run into a thing that teams run into sometimes. I think the Saints kind of ran into this where you pay the wrong people. And then you pay the wrong people, and now you're going to look up in a couple of years, and their salary cap situation is going to be a lot different with a lot of people on the books that you probably don't want on the books. So I think this is a situation where you'll probably see them start to reshuffle. They're fortunate to have one of the best coaches in the game. So with Kyle Shanahan in the fold, you'll be able to make something work. But I think, like we said before the season started, this iteration of the 49ers as we know it is probably over.
I think they'll still probably represent their division in the playoffs, but I don't think it'll be kind of it's not like last year's Niners team where everybody feared them in the NFC and we just knew right away like they were a 12, 13 win team and they were the shit. They'll probably win their division just off GP. That Seattle really isn't that good. DK Metcalf is now hurt. I think with a grade 1 MCL sprain, so that'll be a couple weeks that he's out. Kyler Murray and them are not good. The Rams are not good. So the Niners should be able to probably get in, but maybe we're looking at a Niners team that barely scratches 10 wins and gets in, So yeah, they're not overwhelmingly they're not one of my top 5 teams in the NFL right now.
Courtney, quick for you, Niners. You think are we overreacting or are you in agreement?
No, it's perfectly spot on. The window was already very narrow to begin with. Add in all these injuries, and now I feel like it's basically closed, and that door is no longer ajar. But I will say, and I'm going to sound like the anti-Aaron Rodgers right now.
That's good. That's welcome here.
Yes, Deebo Samuel did have COVID, and they're saying yesterday that he had respiratory issues, difficulty breathing. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm simply saying
I'd have difficulty breathing if Pat walks me down every time I played that nigga too.
All I'm saying is,
wait, he got so he got COVID and he's so he had COVID and he was just chilling, no mask on, dapping up teammates, just still in uni, kicking it. Okay.
He got the Noah Lyles COVID.
I'm just
the Noah Lyles COVID.
He got the Noah Lyles COVID. That's what he got. That nigga shook. And you right, Mike. If you watch receiver, that nigga got hurt. He got hurt in the Super Bowl too. Like
he's gotten hurt every single time against him. Every single time.
I'm afraid of Mecole Hardman.
Well, that's a perfect segue into our next one. The Kansas City Chiefs, who won last night, who are winning every fucking night. They are 6-0, despite not being impressive whatsoever. They are, Pat is leading the league in interceptions. He has had all his wide receivers are like on IR. Rashee Rice, who is getting some rest for. He has the prison. He's on IR. They have no weapons right now, but the defense is doing their thing. I think that the thing that kind of stood up to me, bro, was, in the words of Thanos, I think that the fucking Chiefs are inevitable, bro. Like, they just look like they're unbeatable. Because you said the same thing, Mikey. Like, it doesn't matter how they win it, they can win it. And no matter how bad Pat plays, and yes, we're not talking about it because he's Patrick Mahomes. And I saw somebody tweet the other day, oh, yeah, he's been playing bad. Send him to Cleveland and show him a lesson. Everybody would still take that nigga on their team today. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just really what it comes down to. But my overreaction is that the Chiefs proved last night that they're unbeatable. That it doesn't matter how they play the game. They can bullshit the entire game. Their defense is good enough to hold you down. And if need be, Pat can still make the throws to beat you. I'm going to go right back to Courtney. Do you think that they are unbeatable? Or are you still seeing it? Oh, they're getting away with it now, but they're not going to get away with it later on.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that they're beatable, but they're just doing enough to keep themselves in a position to win. I think if the Niners had more weapons to contend with, I think the Niners could have won. For me, it's like you said, Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing great, but he's been playing good enough for them to win. Their defense has actually been pretty impressive. So I don't think that they're unbeatable, but we're just right now, the rest of the teams in the league are looking real bad. So it's like, in a land of not, they're looking pretty good because the rest of the league is looking pretty ass. That's my stance.
Bang, you took the field when we did our Super Bowl preview early in the season. Do you still feel that way, or do you think that these niggas just can't be beat?
If I would have had my own overreaction, you would know that my stance on this has changed, and it's changed in the most shocking way. I think the team that is most likely to win the Super Bowl is the Detroit Lions.
Oh, no. I don't want to hear that shit. Mr. Nobody cares about Detroit.
And actually, pardon me, it was, we don't give a damn about no Detroit Lions.
I don't give a damn. I still don't give a damn. about the
By the
Detroit
way,
Lions.
Jared Goff MVP campaign right now.
But
Get that out.
man,
I'm not trying to hear it.
Is it not? Jared
It's a
Goff
fact.
looking real MVP
It's a
right
fact.
now.
that's a
We're
fact.
just talking about Sam Darnold.
It's Josh.
it's
It's Josh
different,
Allen right
y'all.
now. It's
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
Allen right
My
now.
boy
It's
It's
Josh-
Josh Allen right now.
It's
My boy
Josh Allen to
Joshua-
Jared Goff.
My
But
boy
you
Joshua
wanna
ain't
know-
doing a pick yet.
But you want to know crazy thing is Pat is still number 2 right now, and like for me that's crazy
Doesn't
because
he have more interceptions than touchdowns right now?
Yes.
the
Yes.
first 17, we got to get into a different discussion. I'm sorry, Bang, to step on you right now, but
No, you good.
we got to get into a different conversation about this MVP award because it is complete bullshit. If it's just a quarterback award, then just say that and come up with
Quarterback
something
of the year.
different. If I were to go on DraftKings right now, the first 17 names of people in order that are the favorites are quarterbacks. There's not 5 fucking quarterbacks that are playing deserving of it. There's not 3. It's honest. Or there is 3. It's Josh, Lamar, and Jared Goff. To me, are the only 3 deserving of their names being in there.
I agree.
But when Cooper Kupp did that shit and had over 2,000 something yards, when Derrick Henry did what he did, and Derrick Henry didn't even get a vote, that's when the award went to shit. If it's just a who's the best quarterback award, then rename it that. Because right now, if I'm watching these games and I'm telling you who the most valuable player on the field is, I'm probably gonna go Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Jared Goff. But in 2024, nobody is ever voting for a running back to get this award.
That's
He's on
just
pace
dead.
he's averaging over 100 rushing yards a game. He's on pace for over 22 touchdowns. He's on pace for over 2,000 fucking rushing yards. And they said that he was washed. And it's like, he's not even listed. He's 50-1, bro. He's 50-1 right now. And you still got people like Pat Mahomes, like being top 2. He's got fucking what? Like, he's got like 7 touchdown passes. He's got something ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
that's why I was gonna say, even though I looked at that Detroit game and said, oh man, what the fuck? The scary thing about the Kansas City Chiefs right now is that they're winning and they've beat the Baltimore Ravens. They don't have a fluff schedule. The fact that they're undefeated, no fluff schedule, and their quarterback and their offense looks like shit. It's starting to look like the Matt Nagy we know. That's the scary part about this. But at the same time, you have to wonder and say, yeah, wow, this is scary. That means somebody can touch them. And I can still see them going to the Super Bowl. But if they play against the Detroit Lions, I won't pick the Kansas City Chiefs.
If they're there, I'm taking the Chiefs just because I said I've given him Tom Brady grace from here on out. If the niggas lose, they just lose. I will not be on the losing side of that pick.
I feel you,
forward.
Scott, real quick. I feel you. Because I'll probably try to do the same thing. But this is also when I say we got to stop crowning niggas before careers is over with.
Yeah, you finna go down a dark path.
I ain't
But
going
who
down.
you talking about not crowning? You talking about
He
Pat
talking
not
about
being
Pat.
crowned?
He
I-
talking about
That's
Pat.
you crazy.
No.
You
Listen,
tripping
I
right
ain't
now.
even saying shit yet. Well, I ain't even saying shit
I'm making
yet.
sure you don't say it.
No. I ain't saying shit yet. What I'm saying is, this is why we gotta to be careful about that. Because I don't remember a season where Tom Brady started off like this bad. I don't remember a season where a quarterback in this time of his prime started out the way that he did. Pat's still the greatest of this era, but this is why I say we give niggas so much bail that a motherfucker could do some crappy ass shit and we just don't acknowledge it. But when you look at some of the greats, they ain't start off like this. But it's Pat, and we don't give a shit because that's why he's second in the MVP voting on the goddamn betting site so far. Because nobody gives a damn about 6-8 or 7-8. They just like, yo, Kansas City is undefeated, and he's the reason why.
Don, did you have something real quick?
No, I think also Pat gets bailed because Pat started out hotter than a lot of other niggas. Like Tom was a game manager them first 5 years. Pat ain't never been no game manager. So, him having this slow start, he gets shot some bail. But I agree that we need to, if we're gonna sit here and say this is the ultimate team sport. We have to consider more positions for most valuable player. You can't sit here and just have it all quarterbacks, and that goes on the writers. Just how we talk about how NBA writers are lazy and they just lean on weak ass narratives as opposed to the actual game and what's going on. So I think that's we've lost track of this award. But in terms of the Chiefs as a whole, this does look like the season. And I know we said this all last season. This is the year you're gonna get them. You better get them. But no, it really looks bad out there. Like it looks bad. We're gonna see what moves they try to make at the deadline. Maybe get a receiver in there, somebody to help that offense. But Pat has not looked like Pat, and I think, they're winning these bullshit games, but the schedule does turn up, and it turns up for everybody. For a lot of people, I didn't check and see where they were on the strength of schedule for the remainder of the season. But if they're playing like this going into the playoffs with the teams with the AFC, and we know how good the Ravens are, we know how good Buffalo is, I think they're gonna get knocked off. I know we hesitate to go against Pat, but nah, bro, I don't see it happening if they can't score points.
The league fucked up because the Chiefs were gettable these last few weeks, and nobody went and stepped on their necks and got the kill shot. Looking at their schedule right now, I can legitimately tell you they're not finishing with less than 12 wins, just based off who they're playing. They still got 2 with the Raiders. They still got the Panthers, and they're already 6-0. Then you got your 2 with the Broncos. They haven't really gotten into division play for themselves. So this is going to be a team that fucks around, and they're going to probably be this bad. And can they fuck around and still get home field and all roads lead through Arrowhead? Like that's what's gonna be crazy. And Pat has just gotten to the point right now where, for me, he's devoid of any criticism unless he makes a play that ruins and loses them the game. And he's not doing that. When it comes down to it, yesterday when the Niners started to kind of put a little bit of their foot on their necks and kind of get it close to a 1-possession game, long touchdown drive. Niners punt, hey, fuck it, we're going to go for the kill shot. Another long touchdown drive. And that's just what it is. They're a championship team that has been there before. They've reached the level of we don't give a fuck about the regular season, and yet they're somehow still winning. All I say is just don't let them end up with Cooper Kupp, because if they do, then all of this is going to be for naught, and they're going to end up winning it all again.
Oh man, that would be insanity, man. That wraps up Overreaction Monday, man. One last.
I'm gonna apologize to Deebo Samuel. Kyle Shanahan has just come out saying where he's dealing with pneumonia. As somebody who's had pneumonia, that shit sucks.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what did I say?
Courtney was like, show love to people. It shows nothing to show a nigga love.
Triple-double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah, we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not